Welcome Sunday morning, 8 a.m., 10U Hockey, Albert Lea. Different rink, same building, different rink. I don't know which. Oh, this is the Roy Nystrom Arena. Your Flyers going to take on Mason City Mohawks here. Eaton out there with Swanson and Downing on the forwards, and Green and Beckendorf holding the blue line. Looks like Ames wins the draw. Eaton carries it into the zone and pressure in the crease right away. Green steps into one, sends it wide of the net, and it comes over to Swanson. Swanson's got it up against the boards in a puck battle. Downing comes in to help him out. Downing sends it over to Eaton. Eaton takes a shot and goes just off the post. Liam Green holding the blue line, sends it deep. Swanson goes after it. Eaton goes after it. And now it comes to the circle where Mesa City clears it. Might not go for icing. We will see. Nope. Beckendorf's going to get to it and negate the icing, and he rims it around to Swanson. Swanson looking for some help. He's just going to skate it, and he gains the line. Now he sends it over to Green. Green pestered by a Mohawk, and ends up in front of the net on Swanson's stick, and he's going to put it in. That's going to be 1-0. Your Flyers. Good start to the game. High energy for the first shift. Putting in a goal. Ames going to send out Nolan Smith with Stickfort and Dorman on the forwards. Nelson and Weedy playing defense. Now Weedy has it. He tries to clear it out of Ames' zone, but it stays in. Mohawks take a shot wide of the net. And now it's right in your living room. Ends up along the board. Stickfort chips it out. Chips it up to Dorman. And Dorman gets back checked. They poke it off his stick. Smith, though, he corrals it in the corner. Comes out to the point, held in by Weedy temporarily, and Mason City sends it down for icing. I should probably start the clock.
Camera's good if they stay in one zone, but when they flip-flop, that makes it interesting.
So we got 13:09 here left in the first period. We're gonna run 15-minute periods again. Puck's on Nelson's stick. He sends it to the net, padded to the corner. It's like Swanson picks it up. Out there with Antonovich, who sends it wide of the net. I believe that's going to be Andrews out there as well. Nelson holds the blue line, sends one towards the net, deflected by the Mohawks to the corner. And Swanson tracks it down. Black uniforms and my bad vision at the far end. Not going to be helpful here. Ames throws it towards the net, goes off the head of a Mohawk defender. Comes to the point. Nelson holds it in temporarily, but Mason City breaks out. On the back check is Nelson and Weedy. They're going to call a penalty. Probably a hook, yep. And that's going to stop the clock. And your Flyers are going to be on a penalty kill. Eaton going to come out with Downing. Beckendorf and Green for the beginning of the PK. Defensive zone face-off. Let's see if Eaton can win this one and we can control it and clear it.
Let's go, Flyers! Looking live, 6-1.
A little delay here. Scorekeeper's trying to figure out how to get the penalty up on the clock. Yeah, I forgot. Add penalty. Nelson's 11, right? Minute and a half.
Come on.
All right. Anyway, Flyers take it into their zone. Eaton's got it, and he's driving the net. He toe drags a kid who pokes it off his stick. Eaton recovers it and gets a shot on net. Stopped by Mason City. Puck is dropped, and I believe that was Beckendorf that sent it towards the net. Eaton has it below the line, centers it up to Downing. Downing sends it wide of the net. Now Eaton tracks it down, throws it towards the net. Cervante is down there. I remember him very well. It's hard to forget that last name. He's a pretty good little goalie out of Mason City. Smith out there with Stickfort, Beckendorf, and Weedy. Loose puck going to be tracked down by Everett Stickfort and ends up on Beckendorf's stick. He tries to clear it, but Mason City keeps it in, and puck's in our zone. Weedy going to clear it up to Dorman. And we lose it in the neutral zone. Mason City brings it back in. And they're pestered by Beckendorf. Can't get anything going. They do try to center up a pass, but goes out to the blue line, and Stickfort takes it off their stick, and now Dorman's off to the races. And he puts one on the goalie. Cervantes stops it. Weedy holds the line. We keep it in the zone. He might have been tripped up. They didn't call it though. Stickfort now has it, and it ends up going into the corner. It's retrieved by a Mohawk. Mohawks try and clear it, send it up to the point, and it trickles into the neutral zone now, but it's 3-on-1, 4-on-1, 5-on-1. Mason City caught in a bad line change. Now Green retrieves it below the goal line, and he sends it up the boards. No one home. Mason City's going to hold it in. Now Mason City tries to center up a pass, and Weedy intercepts that and chips it to Dorman. Dorman sends it over to Swanson. Swanson gains the blue line, and now he takes a shot, stopped by the Mohawk. And I think that's Antonovich takes a shot, stopped by the Mohawks. Looks like Smith, Antonovich has it right now. He tries to center up a pass, intercepted by a Mohawk. They go below the goal line, pressured by Swanson. And it comes out the green at the point, and I thought he held it in, but they're going to say he didn't. And it's going to be offside. Yeah.
Intentional offsides.
Yeah, looks like Andrews is out there with Nelson, Beckendorf, Swanson, and Antonovich. And puck's in Ames' zone, but it comes out to the neutral zone, tracked down by Nelson. Nelson trying to flip the ice, intercepted by the Mohawks. Beckendorf takes it off their stick, and he's going to gain the blue line. Driving the net, and host of Mohawks take it off his stick. Ends up on Swanson's stick, though. And playing ping pong below the goal line with it. Andrews gets it. He tries to take a shot, and it ends up going below the goal line. Now Mason City tries to clear, and Nelson holds it in. And Mason City tries to clear again, and Andrews holds it in. Now Downing has it on his stick, takes a shot, and there it is, 2-0.
Barry, why are you trying to
I'm going to go ahead and credit it to Wes. It could have been deflected, but I don't know.
The thing is, it could have been deflected by a Mohawk stick.
Eaton coming out with Downing and Dorman, and Green and Weedy on defense. And Dorman has it now below the goal line, trying to center it up. And it ends up along the boards, comes out to neutral ice. Green corrals it, but Mesa City takes it away from him, and then Weedy takes it away from them. Green now clears the zone up the Downing. Downing sends it up to Dorman. Great puck movement, and Dorman puts it into the glove of the Mohawk goaltender. Clock playing funny games again. Let's see, Swanson out there with Nelson, Stickford. And that one went in off of Swanson?
No, it was
Beckendorf scoring. All right, that's going to make it 3-0 Flyers. Smith, Stickford, Swanson, Beckendorf, and Nelson out there. Puck dropped, and Ames controls it. Swanson bringing it into Mesa City zone. And it ends up trapped along the boards. Puck battle for it. Mesa City comes away with it, skating neutral ice, but can't get anything going. They lose possession, and Stickford tracks it down, chips it up to Smith. Smith sends it up to Swanson. Puck race to the corner. Mesa City gets there first, but they don't really move it anywhere. But they do get it now, and they're going to skate neutral ice. They got 2-on-2 here, and they pass it over. They get a shot, goes about 3 feet above the net. And now Smith has it below the goal line, rims it around to Stickford. Stickford chips it out of the zone, comes back in. And now Ames clears the zone. Mesa City in a regroup and a line change, so we got 2-on-1 here. And they don't get anything going. Beckendorf and Weedy, I believe Weedy or Nelson taking it off the stick. All right, Antonovich has it now. He sends it up to Andrews. Andrews chips it into the zone. And we're in a puck race. Down in that far corner, Mesa City takes it away, and then we take it right back. Put it towards the crease, goes through the crease and below the goal line. Now Antonovich, or Andrews with it. No, that's Antonovich. Mesa City gets out of the zone, skates neutral ice, and they send a pass over to Weedy. And they try and regroup in the neutral zone, but they can't get anything going. Liam Green taking the puck away and sending it up the ice to Dorman. Downing off the bench, sends it over to Green, and Green sends it to Dorman. Dorman tries to send it deep. Mesa City grabs it and throws it back towards the aim zone. Tracked down by Jared Weedy. He's got Eaton, Downing, Dorman for forwards, the D line. And offside there by Mohawk as they come into the aim zone. Puck dropped, Eaton, Downing, Swanson out there with Beckendorf and Nelson. And Mesa City tracks it down. They send it up to the neutral zone where Beckendorf gets it, and he sends it back in deep. Mohawks going to try and track it down. They send it to the other side. Nelson tries to hold it in, but Mesa City takes it away. Now Mesa City enters into Ames' zone. They get a shot on Barry right into the logo, and he covers it up, stoppage or play. Bring out Smith with Dorman and Stickford as the forwards. Weedy and Green playing defense. Green gets to it, sends it around the inboards to Weedy, and now Weedy looking for some help, headed off by a Mohawk. Tries to clear the zone, but Mohawks hold it in. And now as Mohawks skate to the slot, Green takes it away from them. We turn it over in the neutral zone. Mason City now comes into the aim zone, headed off by Jared Weedy. They do get a shot on Barry, and it ends up getting covered up. Stoppage of play. .351 left here in the first period. Andrews coming out with Antonovich, Swanson, Nelson, and Beckendorf. Puck below the goal line, sent around to Swanson, and he tries to chip it up, held in by a Mohawk. And now the Mohawks take a shot wide of the net. They track down the loose puck and send it around. Swanson's there. And he sends it up, held in by the Mohawks. Puck battle along the boards, and it comes out of the zone. It's loose in the neutral zone. Nelson's going to get to it, chips it up further, and a Mohawk grabs it, and they're going to regroup. Downing off the bench comes in, poke checks it away from the Mohawks. And now it's picked up in the neutral zone. Mason City enters the zone. They get a couple shots on Barry, and it's still loose. Cover it, and he does cover it. Flurry of shots there, stopped by Brickwall Barry.
You're going to have to take your word for it.
Camera guy couldn't get it.
When it goes from zone to zone,
Eaton coming out with Downing and Dorman. Green and Weedy. Dorman has it now. He sends it up the ice to Downing. Downing trying to get it to Eaton, but the Mohawks take it away. Loose puck, Dorman gets to it, and he skates into the zone and drives the net. Takes a shot, and that's going to be a goal. 4-0 your Flyers.
Is that Dorman?
Yep. Did it not go?
No, yeah. I just wanted to see if anybody was watching.
Is anybody watching? Eaton, Downing, and Dorman stay out there. Green and Weedy playing defense. Now Weedy gets it in the neutral zone, tries to send it up to Dorman. Intercepted by the Mohawks. They send it deep, corralled by Green. Now Dorman in a puck battle along the boards. And it comes down deep into the zone, corralled by Green. Green tries to reverse the ice and turn it over. Mohawks get a shot on Barry. He gloves it, and stoppage of play.
This wouldn't have worked for that Austin game, that track meet back and forth. This would
Yeah.
look gross.
Ames going to put out Smith with Swanson and Stickford, Nelson and Beckendorf. Puck dropped, And Mason City gets a shot on Barry that he pads in the corner. Now it's below the goal line. Nelson getting to it. And he tries to send it up. Mason City gets to it. Now Stickford battling for it. Mason City centers up a pass. They put one on Barry. Can't quite cover it up, but we're get it out of the zone now with Stickford skating through the neutral ice into the Mohawks zone. Loses a handle on it, but Smith picks it up. And now Mason City takes it away, and they come into Ames' zone. They take a shot wide of the net, and now it's up against the net. The puck is trapped in the net, retrieved by Nolan Smith. Puck sent around by McCoy Nelson to Swanson. Swanson sends it up out of the zone. Mason City's got to regroup, and they don't. Stickford ends up picking up loose change. Comes into the zone, loses a handle on it. And puck battle in the corner. Comes out towards the point. Mason City retrieves it. They center up a pass through neutral ice, and they gain the blue line. Now they're cutting to the slot. They crash it over, trying to hit that back side, and Nelson gets a stick in the lane, and no threat to Barry. Clock ticking down here in the first period, and that's how it's going to end, 4-0 here at the end of one. We will be back for the second period in Albert Lea. But we have a lot of goals.
Yeah.
About 40% shooting rate right now. They have it as 12-7.
I may have missed a couple down there on the far end. So.
Well, that hurts our shooting percentage.
But I also have.
We went from 40 to 33% real quick.
That's a horrible drop. You can't stand for that.
Hey, we're getting some viewership here. As
There's people waking up.
Elisa should be on. She said she didn't feel good, so she wasn't coming.
All right, welcome back. Getting ready to start the second period here. Flip ice, and Ames will be skating right into your living room. We're going to try some different stuff. Swanson's going to go to center. Dorman and Antonovich going to play wing with Beckendorf and Weedy out on defense. No, Nelson out on defense. Anyway, Dorman has the puck. He's skating into the corner, harassed by a couple Mohawks. Now Swanson comes in to help him out. And puck ends up on Swanson's stick, but Mohawks take it away and they clear the zone. We're in a foot race for it. Nelson going to get to it, and he sends it over to Beckendorf. Beckendorf now behind the goal, sends it up to Antonovich. Puck bouncing around, ends up in the neutral zone on Dorman's stick, and he gains the line. Comes in, tries to take a shot, goes wide. And Mason City clears the zone. Nelson there intercepts there, or takes it off their stick, and he drives into the zone. Tries to center up a pass, but the Mohawks send it to the boards. Held in by Eaton and Downing as they come off the bench. Eaton has it now, takes a shot, gloved by Cervantes. Eaton out there with, I'm going to put Andrews on wing with Downing on the other wing. Green and Weedy playing defense. Mason City able to get it out of the zone. They send it deep. They did chip it off the stick, so it's going to negate the icing. And now it ends up on Eaton's stick, and he's pushing up the ice, and he's through neutral ice. Gets around one Mohawk, can't get around the second one though. And now puck in neutral ice, Eaton brings it back in, and he takes a shot, goes wide of the net. That had some sizzle on it. Downing with it now in the corner. Looking to center up a pass to Eaton, but 3 Mohawks in the crease. Ends up on Andrews' stick. Andrews tries to center up a pass, and Mason City deflects it to neutral ice. Green flips the ice in neutral zone to Weedy. And he sends it up, but the Mohawks intercept it, send it deep, and ends up on Weedy's stick. Now puck right at the blue line. Eaton gets it, sends it up to Weedy. And now Weedy enters into the zone. Takes a shot, but blocked by 2 Mohawk defenders. Now the Mohawks have it, and they send it to neutral ice, corralled by Weedy. Weedy sends it deep, and they say we're offside.
Must have been line change offsides.
Or too many men, or who knows. Smith coming out with Stickfort and Dorman on forwards. Beckendorf, Nelson playing defense. Beckendorf holds the blue line, sends it towards the net, stopped by a Mason City defender. They send it to neutral ice, where it's tracked down by Nolan Smith. And now it's loose right at the red line. Mohawks get to it, but Everett takes it off their stick and comes into the zone, takes a shot. Deflected off a Mohawk stick and into the net. 5-0. Swanson coming out with Antonovich and Andrews. Weedy and Green playing defense. Puck below the goal line. Green gets to it and sends it over to Swanson. Swanson sends it up to Antonovich. They don't quite connect. It's going to come down for an icing. Yep, they blow the whistle. So puck going to go all the way back down towards Eames's net for a face-off. And we keep the same line. Green with it now. Sends it around the end boards to Andrews. He tries to chip it up, but Mohawks hold it in and send it deep where Green corrals it. Now he looks up the ice and he gets it over to Antonovich. Antonovich with it at the red line, skating, sends it deep into the zone. Mason City there to take it away, and now we're in a puck battle up against the boards, but Mason City chips it to neutral ice. Corralled by Green. Green sends it over far side to Andrews, and he gets his motor running, takes a shot, goes just wide. Puck battle along the boards, and we're going to get a call here for interference. going to the box or us?
Battalion.
Okay. So Battalion Tonovich going to go to the box for interference. Eaton out there with Dorman. Eaton takes a shot, goes wide of the net. Let's see, Eaton, Dorman, Weedy, and Green out there. Mesa City content to ice it. Not sure why, they're on the power play. But Eaton and Dorman are going to stay out with Beckendorf and Nelson. Puck is dropped. Mesa City comes away with it. They try and clear it, but Dorman's there, and he sends it back into the zone. Mesa City has it, and they try and send it up out of the zone. Eaton holds it in. It ends up on Dorman's stick, and he sends it towards the net, gloved by Cervantes, and covered up for a stoppage of play. Eaton, Dorman, Beckendorf, and Nelson, same line. Eaton battling for it, but holds it in. They say, nope, we're offside. Looked like Beckendorf held it in, but ref says nope. Now Downing coming out with Stickford. Stickford going to take the draw. Beckendorf and Nelson out there on defense. Beckendorf gets to it, sends it up the ice to Downing. And Downing tries to send it over to Stickford. They don't connect, but it goes deep into Mohawks zone. Mohawks try and corral it, send it up the boards. Downing there pressuring him. He holds it in. Now Stickford gets to it. He's got it below the goal line. Hooked, slashed, checked. You name it there, but no call. And Mesa City does clear it. This is probably going to go, nope, they're going to negate the icing. And Nelson gets to it. Ends up on Stickford's stick. He sends it up in the neutral zone, and Mesa City throws it into Ames' zone offside. Penalty has expired. We're back to even strength. 5-on-5 hockey. Let's see who we're going to send out. Smith's going to center a line with Downing and Andrews. Green and Beckendorf playing defense. Puck dropped. Mesa City takes control of it, brings it into the zone. Ends up deep below the goal line. Beckendorf gets to it. He's trying to send it up, but Mesa City there pressuring him, and they get it and take a shot that's blocked by Green. Puck below the goal line comes out to the boards. Mesa City holds it in, and Smith going to get called for a checking. No, they did, but Liam blocked it. 56, right?
Sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah, 56.
All right. So Swanson gonna center a line with Dorman. And Nelson Weedy out on defense. Puck deep into Mason City's zone along the inboards. Swanson battling for it with 2 Mohawks. And eating time up off the penalty. Mason City tries to clear it, but Nelson holds it in, and now he centers it up to Swanson. Swanson takes a shot, stopped by Cervantes. Now Weedy has it at the point. He sends it deep, or sends it towards the net, deflected by a Mohawk stick. If you didn't know that they were on a penalty kill, you would not think they were, keeping it in the zone the way they are. Good job by the Flyers. Now puck ends up on Nelson's stick. He gets his motor going through the neutral zone, and he gains the line. And he gets a shot, goes wide of the net. Ends up on Dorman's stick in a puck battle with 3 Mohawks. Mohawks come away with it. They try and center up a pass, but Beckendorf grabs it and comes into the zone offside. Eaton out there with Stickford, Green, and Beckendorf. Mason City. Ooh, yeah. We're back to even strength. Trying to play around with the clock. Puck ends up loose, comes below the goal line. Eaton and Stickford there pressuring. But the Mohawks do clear it. Now they send a shot wide of the net. Puck ends up on Liam Green's stick. He sends it up to Stickford, but they don't quite connect, and we've got a foot race for it. Let's see who gets to it. And Everett is body checked to the ice. No call. Everett was going to get to it until he got checked down. Now it comes down for icing. Smith coming. Puck dropped. Ames controls it, takes a shot wide of the net. Puck along the boards. Weedy gets to it, sends it over to Downing, and Mason City pokes it to the corner. Now it ends up on Smith's stick. He skates to the house, takes a shot, goes above the net. Now Downing in there trying to get it off the inboards, and he sends it over to Andrews. Andrews takes an odd angle shot and goes wide. Not really an odd angle, a hard angle, I should say. And now Nelson skating through neutral ice, and there's a huge slash, no call. Well, the refs swallowing their whistles as this game goes on. They'll call an interference that really wasn't, but give away 3-4 slashes that are obvious. And now Wes around the Mohawk defender comes in to the zone, tries to center up a pass. Mason City's there to intercept it, but Nelson takes it away off their stick, and it's loose below the goal line. Andrews now tries to center up a pass to Swanson, and it's bouncing around the house. Andrews takes a shot, blocked by Mason City. Andrews takes another shot, blocked by Mason City. Now Andrews collects his rebound. And Flyers getting a lot of pressure here in their zone. Gonna get a goal out of this, I'm sure, if we keep it up at this pace. Stickford takes it away from Mason City, sends it over to Swanson. Swanson gets it taken off his stick by the Mohawks. And it ends up in Ames' zone on Dorman's stick. He sends it up to neutral ice. And Swanson has it now, gains the blue line, sends a pass over to Stickford, and he sends it just wide of the net. Now a puck coming out, trickling out to the point. Liam steps up to it, and Mason City throws it deep. And that's going to be an icing. Eaton coming out with Antonovich and Dorman. Weedy and Nelson. Puck is dropped. Eaton wins it over to Dorman. Dorman takes a shot. Stopped by Cervantes. Which is good because I didn't start the clock anyway. Puck dropped. Tied up here, and puck ends up below the goal line. Eaton battling for it. He takes it away from a Mohawk. And now he tries to center up a pass, but goes to a Mason City defender, and Eaton gets it back, tries to center up another pass. Yeah. Puck trickling around in Ames' zone. Nelson's going to get to it. Sends it to neutral ice. Mason City takes it away, and they gain the line, but on the back check, they put one in the net. And that's going to make it 5-1. With a minute 56 left here in the second period, Mohawks showing a little sign of life. Smith coming out with Andrews and Downing, with Green and Beckendorf playing defense. Puck in the neutral zone, sent up to Andrews. Andrews gains the line, takes a shot, and Cervantes stops it and covers it up. Puck drops, and no one really possessing it yet, but now Beckendorf has it. And Mohawks take it off his stick, but Andrews there poking it off their stick. And Smith will end up holding it in, along with Andrews. Now Mason City sends it to neutral ice. Beckendorf has it. He tries to send it back into the zone, and Andrews picks it up, takes it in the zone, shoots wide. And now on a wraparound, the dirty Downing gets a goal. We haven't seen a signal. They say no.
Check the tape.
Downing likes those wraparound goals, and I'm 99% sure that was a goal, but they did not call it a goal. Now puck bouncing around the house. Swanson's got it. And Stickford turns and shoots one. Blocked by Cervantes. Stickford has it now, sends it over to Dorman. Dorman looking for a centering pass, intercepted by Mason City. They send it to the point. Green holds it in. Now puck below the goal line. Stickford there battling for it. And he gets to it, sends it over to Dorman. Dorman looking for a pass and sends it, trying to send it up the green, and ends up sending it down the ice. No icing, though. Puck in the neutral zone. Beckendorf has it on his stick. Skating through, gains the line, sends a great pass over to Dorman. Dorman takes a shot, blocked by Cervantes. Stickford with a follow-up shot, stopped by Cervantes. And it's going to stop play with 2 seconds left in the period. We're going to get a puck drop, and that's going to be about it. Unless we can win it real quick and shoot it. Smith. Nope, that's Dorman centering the line with Stickford and Swanson. Puck is dropped, and that's going to end the period. Ends 5-1, your Flyers, and we'll be back for third period action in just a second. Okay, welcome back, third period. Flyers gonna be bringing out Andrews with Antonovich and Dorman, along with Green and Nelson. Puck in Ames' zone, and it's gonna be tracked down by Dorman coming around the back of the net, cuts up the ice, and he gets out of the zone and takes it into Ames' zone. Sends it over to Antonovich. Antonovich sends it high above the net. Puck in the corner, tracked down by Antonovich. Sends it around the boards. Mesa City gets there, but Green holds the line. And now Mesa City does chip it out around him to neutral ice. Nelson there, though, sends it back into the zone. They wave the icing. Corralled by Mason City, and they send it up to the point, and it comes out to neutral ice. Ends up on Stickford's stick, and he tries to send a centering pass over to Smith. They don't connect, and Mason City comes away with it. Now they're coming in to the zone, but right at the blue line, they turn it over, and Green's got it on his stick now. Sends it to neutral ice. Mason City sends it back deep in Ames' zone. Corralled by Nelson. He skates up the ice, tries to send a pass up to Smith. They don't connect, and that one will go for icing. And we'll get a stoppage play. Stickford coming out center line with Smith and Downing, Nelson and Beckendorf. Downing has it now, centers a pass up to Stickford. And Mason City pokes it away, a loose puck in the neutral zone that Mason City gets to, and they send it into Ames' zone. Nelson gets there and sends it out, and then Mason City sends it back in offside. Eaton coming out with Swanson and Dorman, Weedy and Beckendorf. Puck is dropped and comes out to Weedy at the point, sends it over to Beckendorf. Beckendorf takes a shot, and that's going to be gloved by Cervantes. Puck dropped and bouncing around now. I think Eaton took a shot and stopped by Cervantes. Puck dropped, one back to Beckendorf. Beckendorf takes a shot, covered up by Cervantes. We're going to do this again. Puck dropped. Ends up coming back to Weedy. He sends it towards the net. Cervantes pads it to the corner. Now Dorman has it on his stick, and he sends it to Eaton. Eaton sends it towards the net. Blocked by Cervantes, and it comes below the goal line. And Beckendorf again sending it over to Eaton. And Eaton, wide open back, not quite wide open, but wide open enough, hits a post. Sometimes just sliding it across the ice is best. Anyway, Mason City comes down. They blow the whistle offside, but Mason City takes a shot anyway.
That's going shots he'd like to have back.
What three is he taking?
5.
He's missed 2.
2 by a post. 2 saves by the post. Yeah. Andrews out there with Smith and Antonovich on the forwards. Nelson and Green, the defenseman. Now Antonovich sends a pass over to Smith in Mason City's zone. Smith takes a shot, blocked by Cervantes. Puck battle, Andrews gets it out, sends it over to Smith. Smith sends it to Green. Green sends it, and blocked by a defender. Now the puck below the goal line. Mason City tries to rim it around the boards. Held in by Green, and it trickles out to neutral ice, but Smith sends it back into the zone. And we'll get a partial line change here. Downing Dorman coming out. Now Dorman gets to it before Mason City can get anything going in the zone. And in neutral ice, comes away on Andrews' stick, sends it towards the net, padded to the corner. Mason City tries to clear it, but Nelson holds it in. And now they do get around Nelson. And they're coming in, Green and Nelson there. Mason City takes a shot, blocked by Barry and covered up for a stoppage of play. see. Stickford going to come out center line with Dorman and Downing, along with Weedy and Beckendorf. Puck is dropped. Stickford wins it back to Beckendorf. Beckendorf sends it over to Weedy. Weedy sends it up the boards to Dorman. Now Dorman sends it up to Stickford. And at the red line, Stickford has it in, sends it into the zone. And it ends up coming back towards Ames's net for an icing. I think we're going to stick with the same line. We are. Puck drop, trickling around in the zone. Weedy gets to it, steps into it, and shoots it above the net. Now Dorman sends it to Downing. They don't quite connect, and it goes out to Weedy where he holds it in. And Mesa City gets to it, turns it over to Beckendorf, who sends it deep. Now Dorman has it, trying to send it up to the point. Gets it to Weedy. Weedy sends it back to him. And now Dorman tries to center a pass, intercepted by Mesa City. And they chip it to neutral ice, and foot race that Weedy and Dorman get to, and they chip it back towards Mesa City's zone. And Dorman there holding it into the zone while the Flyers get a line change. Partial line change, anyway. I believe that's Antonovich that came out. It is. Nope, Smith. Nolan Smith. Now Swanson's going to come out. Weedy has it in the high slot, throws it towards the net. Couldn't quite tell what happened there. I think it was Weedy. Eaton comes out, so they've completely changed forwards. Now Beckendorf takes a slap shot from the blue line. Ends up going below the goal line. Centering pass to Smith, can't quite connect. And Flyers hold it in, send it into the corner. Mesa City tries to send it up the boards, held in by the Flyers. And now Mesa City will get it to neutral ice. And this is Beckendorf on the back check. Mesa City gets nothing going there. And they get it to the point where they will take a shot, but it goes wide. Now they get another shot on Barry. He sticks it below the goal line. Puck trickling around below the goal line. Weedy battling for it. Eaton gets to it. He's looking to pass it up to Swanson. They don't quite connect. And Swanson's in a foot race to it, and he gets to it. And he's got it in the corner. Tries to center up a pass. Mason City intercepts it and throws it back towards him. And it ends up in neutral ice. Now Eaton has it coming in, and he's pressured. And he doesn't quite get a good shot off, but we retain possession. Now McCoy has it. He drives the net and takes a shot. Blocked by Cervantes, and it's bouncing around in the crease. Eaton has it now, tries to center up a pass, and Mason City sticks that to the other corner. Held in by Green. Green sends it deep. Now Eaton trying to come with it around the goal, blows an edge. And he got tripped, I guess. So Flyers will go on a power play. And I have no idea who's in the box for Mesa City, so it's number 25. Nope, it's 26. I actually. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Let's see, Downing's out there. I think that's Smith taking the draw. Nope, it's Nelson taking the draw with Dorman. Green and Beckendorf holding the blue line, and Liam does just that and sends one 5-hole through the goalie, and that's going to make it 6-1. Liam Green.
Uphill penalty.
Liam Green making this 6-1, shot from the blue line right through the 5-hole of the goalie. And that will end the penalty, but we get a power play goal. Now Green holds the line again, sends it deep. He's out there with Downing, Beckendorf, Nelson, and Dorman. Puck comes up towards the line. Downing holds it in, sends it deep. Ends up on Dorman's stick. He tries to center up a pass to Nelson. Now Downing has it along the boards, and he skates it towards the net, passes it to Dorman. Dorman centers it to Nelson, and Nelson puts one on the goalie, but Cervantes stops him. Good stop by their goalie on the back door.
Nelson and Tweedy, it looks like they're trying to.
Stickford out there with Swanson and Smith, along with Andrews and Weedy. Andrews playing defense. And now through the neutral zone, Stickford takes it away from a Mohawk. And it ends up on Weedy's stick, and now it's bouncing around the neutral zone. Mason City throws it towards the goal. Barry blocks it and doesn't cover it up. Sends it to Andrews, who sends it up the boards, tries to send it up the boards to Smith. And icing. Ames gonna have Stickford center line with Nelson Nolan Smith and Swanson. Green and Beckendorf out there. Puck bouncing around Ames' zone. Dorman skates it into the zone, and he puts it up over the goalie's shoulder. 7-1. So, no idea. But with that will come the continuous clock as we get up by 6 goals. And now, Dorman tries to send it over to Swanson. They don't quite connect. Ends up in neutral ice. And Eaton sends it back to Weedy. Weedy tries to send it up the boards. They don't connect, and Mason City comes away with it. Mason City gains the line, but Andrews right there to take away a loose puck. Now he sends it down, and it's going to go down for icing. coming out with Nelson at center. Smith and Downing on the wings with Green and Beckendorf playing defense. Nelson wins it back to Beckendorf. Beckendorf rims it around to Downing. They don't quite connect, and Mesa City holds it in the zone. Now puck battle, Liam Green and the Mohawk. Green comes away with it, sends it over to Downing. Downing sends it to Beckendorf, and Beckendorf chips it up to Smith. And Smith is tripped up. We're going to get another penalty. Green at the blue line holds it in and sends it deep, and Mason City touches it, and that's going to not stop the clock, but there will be a penalty. The Flyers will go on the power play. Right. Nelson out there, Downing, and I don't know who was all out there, I guess. Green's out there. Smith's out there. Nelson's out there with Beckendorf. Now Nelson gets a goal. I think so. Right. Yeah. Stickford out there with Dorman and Swanson, Beckendorf and Weedy. Mason City gains possession of it and takes a shot towards Barry, and he stops it. Now it's chipped up to Swanson. He sends it to Stickford, and Stickford sends it over to Dorman. Dorman skated to the corner, and Mason City takes it off his stick. Now they're coming up the ice, and they get through the neutral zone. Weedy heads them off at the blue line and sends the puck to neutral ice. Now Weedy collects it and sends it over towards Stickford. Mason City now has it neutral ice, and Beckendorf trying to take it off their stick, and he does, and ends up on Weedy's stick. Weedy sends it back over to Beckendorf. Now he sends it up to Stickford. Stickford's going to send it towards Dorman. Dorman corrals it, takes a shot, gloved by the goalie, and that's how this game's going to end. Final going to be 8-1. Your Flyers pick up a win up here in Albert Lea. We will be back next tournament in Cedar Rapids. We will see you then.